March 87. I got Hector got about 700.
Hey Rick, Keith Kelly, your mom's on the phone. She broke into your office.
Keith Kelly.
Keith Kelly in here?
Keith Kelly.
Green, no, Greg.
Yes.
Greg Kelly.
Greg Kelly.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Wrong office. Sorry, guys.
How you doing, Leonard?
Like crazy.
So you're right, he's gonna quit now, right?
Oh yeah. Tonight I'll go home.
Get a real job.
You're gonna get a real job.
How much money did you make anyway?
I haven't counted it all.
One year. How's that? So you think you should do this? You think you should be in this room next year at this time? Do you understand? In 1 year, look at this company in 1 year. That is unbelievable to me, right here. When I think of this kind of stuff, it drives me crazy. You know how a year, boom, like that. I mean, a year ago, we were just getting back from the RVP retreat in New Orleans right at this time, and I was there the other day. That's how fast a year goes, right? See, but the problem is that, you know, a lot of people can't stay focused for longer than 2 or 3 weeks, right? So how are they going to stay focused for a year? Well, I'm telling you right now, you better. Because, see, Dennis Lang was not even an RM last April. He was probably making what, maybe $1,500, $2,000 a month, maybe if he had a good month. And now he's making like 15, 16 grand. Is that unbelievable? I mean, look at Hector's alone. I mean, that's above the average salary. I mean, what, 4% of the people in the country make over 50 grand a year, and he's getting a $59,000 bonus. Think it's been worth it for him to stay in this business 4 years? He's not what? October will be 4 years full time. Not even till October. He's actually just in the business 4 years, counting his part-time start. See, I don't know what to say. I mean, heck, if we're all sitting around worried about the finances, I think this day, every second Monday of the month, I think the finances are not the question anymore. I think the question is you. What do you want out of this thing? What are you going to do with this thing? See? I mean, this stuff blows me away, the way it changes in 1 year. But we're going to go out of business, right? How many of you have that thoughts anymore after you hear what he said today? 8 of the largest banks in the world are backing us.
And they want the business.
They want the business. We can't give them enough business. This thing is so rock solid. It's such a great opportunity. I don't know what else to say sometimes. You know. Now this is the core of both of our businesses right now. And you know, I mean, you people are different. But you know what you guys got to start talking to your people like this. Do you know that? We've got to start developing some mental toughness that borders on being ridiculous. All I know is that my figures keep going up, right? And my place in the company keeps going down. So if you think I'm going to let up for a second, you're crazy. I know exactly where I am. I don't have any, what is it called? Visions of grandeur. I don't think I'm somebody that I'm not. I'm telling you right now. I'm just like, I cannot believe this opportunity. And I think every single one of you got to start turning up the intensity, man, like you've never seen before. See, Jim has done, he's been an RVP 3 months, he's gone like 500, 600, 800. He's that close to getting into the $12,000 pool, right? And Steve Finger, look at that. Look how, what does Art say, Steve? What's the difference between winning and losing? You guys understand that he did $11,777 premium. That's $120 app from another, another $1,400. Yeah, he did it and he got kicked back or whatever. See? So anyway, without further ado, we're lucky because we're not lucky. I mean, this isn't a good reason that they're here today, but they had some problems with the satellite equipment, so Hector's here. And every time we have the guy that basically we're pretty much all the reason in this room, because he started about 4 years ago at this business. And every chance we get to hear him talk, especially our group that doesn't get to hear him, you guys always get to hear him. We're going to have him up here and we're going to have him speak. But let me just tell you one thing, okay? 4 years ago, not 3.5 years ago still, he came to me at William Pitt Jewelers in the Pasadena Mall, and he came in the store and he looked like he was a little troubled. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Hey, I'm just want to go take you to lunch, So we start walking up the escalator, and we were making small talk, and then we got to this restaurant, and we sat down, and he says, "Man, I quit." I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, I quit." He goes, he didn't know I knew about A.L. Williams yet. He goes, "Yeah, I'm going into this financial service company called A.L. Williams." I said, "A.L. Williams, wow." I said, "I own the product." I said, "But man, you're making 55 grand a year. I don't understand." He goes, "Man, the future is just unbelievable." Now at that time, you know what he was making? About $1,500, $2,000 a month, things like that. But he said the future in his company is unbelievable. There was no rumor of pools. They never even said the word pool. He saw that a chance. What was unbelievable to him was that he could make $8,000 a month, $100,000 a year, which we talked about for the whole 6 years we knew each other. Is that someday, man, we thought William Pitt was going to do that for us, right? Well, here you are now, 3.5 years later, and he probably got paid over, this month, because he'll receive this $60,000 this week. So this month he'll be paid over $85,000 in this month. So you think they're taking care of the LaMarque family, A.L. Williams? See, don't you guys understand this thing is not about the dollar amount, so now he can go out and buy a gold Omega? That's not what it's about. It's about that he doesn't ever have to worry about his financial security anymore. And I'm on my way to that very closely. And look at Dennis Lang, 23. I mean, there's a lot of people. But now, if we had this exact same meeting, March of '89, the exact same one, we wouldn't have room on this overhead to put all your names on it and all the bonuses you're going to receive if you get after this thing. So I just want to always let you know that, hey, where we came from and where we are, we're just people that went after this thing. And I'll tell you, I'm so proud to be hired by him and be a part of him. And so Hector, come up here and share with us, bud.
Wow. I'm pumped up, man, I'll tell you. First thing I like to say, because I haven't had, don't get a chance to come here that often, is I am really incredibly proud of Rick SUSIE and what he's done in A.L. Williams. I mean, I'm telling you, he is a full-on stud. And I'm going to tell you why he is, okay? Because a lot of you are looking at this thing, and I don't know a lot of you, to be honest with you, because I haven't got a chance to spend time with you. But the reason that he is because he's an animal with this thing. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't care about what you think. He doesn't care about his image and all that sort of. I mean, he does, but he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Winning is more important than those things, and that's got to become that way with you. If you expect, I'm going to tell you how to do what I just did. How many of you'd like to just get a bonus like I just got right there? couple of you, right? See, but the problem is with most of you is that you are just, right now, aren't tough enough for that. See, the reason you won't get a bonus like that is because you are not tough enough yet. You aren't. You let things get to you. You let all the little things get to you. You let that one of you guys quit, or that one guy doesn't want to do the business today, or that a chargeback, or you're not getting your earn check, or something like that get to you. And you can't do that and then get big. You can't let things affect you and then get big. It just doesn't work. It's never going to work. You've got to not let those things get to you. And there's a lot of things. I mean, every single day, I'm thinking, why is it that some people win and some people don't? What is it that makes the difference? Why is it that I came from nowhere, from my background? If you knew where I came from, you'd go, how the hell did he do it? You know? He doesn't know nothing about business. He didn't know. He came from a poor background, all that stuff. How could he have that kind of success in a business like this? Because it has nothing to do with your background. It has nothing to do with how smart you are or how pretty you are. It has to do with this. What's inside your chest and in your head. That's what winning's about. And until you understand that, it's not anything cosmetic or external. It's everything's internal that makes you win. It's what's inside of you. The way you feel and the way you think is what makes you win. So I'm thinking, there's something I read, or I think I heard on TV or read. I just wrote it down, and this is a big part of this. You know what? Patience, intensity without patience is overbearing. I mean, somebody that's intense without being patient are like overbearing, right? And somebody that's patient without intensity is apathetic. So what I'm saying is you have to have both in this business to win. You have to be patiently intense at the same time. So, and I see that a lot. I see people, well, I'll just try to get going. When it gets going, I'll just keep doing my best. I'm just going to try to have a good month. I'm going to give it my best. Well, that ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? You've got to say, I'm going to do it. And then when it doesn't happen, you got to say, well, I'm just not ready yet. I just got to work a little bit harder. I just got to get a little bit better, and then it'll happen. But it's a real weird thing. It's like being one thing and the other thing at the same time. They're kind of. So, and the other thing too is that if you're not thinking about this every single day, you are absolutely crazy. The reason you ought to be in this business, in my opinion, is to become financially independent. That's why you ought to be in LWMs. That ought to be your goal, and that ought to be what you're striving for. And you ought to structure your life to do that. And to become financially independent, you have to be disciplined. You're not going to become financially independent and not be disciplined. It comes with saving money and your work ethic and your time management and all those things. You've got to become disciplined or you'll never become financially independent. Ever. You are dreaming. Which means you've got to make time to do the studying and the reading that you need to do to get better. You've got to make time for all the things you need to do to win in a business. And then you've got to do it when you don't feel like doing it. Every single day. And it's not, what really drives me more crazy than anything is that for some reason, people think they don't like it not being easy. See, the toughness of AOWIMS is very, very difficult business. It's not an easy business. And it's not supposed to be an easy business. It's supposed to be very, very tough. Mentally especially. Because the reason for that is to weed out the wimps. The system is set up, the way this business is run is to weed you out that are weak. You understand that? If you're a weak person, if you're not tough mentally, if you're not tough, you're supposed to quit. We want you to quit. You understand that? We want you to leave. See, when I see people quit, I go, hallelujah, he quit, great. And I got rid of that weak crybaby. No, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the way I think when I see people quit. Now, in the surface, you see me, I'm not like that. But in my mind, I'm saying, God, that's great. Quit. I don't have to deal with that, guy anymore. And you ought to be thinking that way. Some of you are thinking, man, that's kind of cruel. No, it's not. It's not cruel at all. That's the way life is, you guys. You understand life's that way? It goes to those who persevere. All the goodies do. The ones that don't deserve anything. You see, if you're weak and you quit mentally or any other way, you don't deserve anything. You deserve your lot in life. Because the people that made this country great aren't like that. I've never met anybody that's made big money that's great, that's not incredibly tough mentally. Not one person. I've met a bunch of them. I was in a room with 155 people in Dallas about a month ago. Their average annual income was about $500,000 a year. A lot of them were multimillionaires, and every one of them, the key ingredient was their toughness. They're all different shapes. Like where I'm looking at this room right now, there's every shape, color, size, intelligence level, educational level you probably could imagine here. But you know what? That doesn't mean anything. I don't care how you look. I care what you do and what's inside here. See? So I was talking to one of my guys last night because he does the same mistake that everybody makes, that I see people make over and over and over and over in this business. He's trying to get, he's hired, I said, he's going, I don't know what's happening, I just can't get this thing going, I just can't get my people to do anything. And I go, how many directs have you hired? He says, well, I go, 6. So what do you expect? You hired 6 directs and you expect your business to be going? What is wrong with you? It's not going to go when you hire 6, you have 6 directs. All you've got is a nightmare when you have 6 directs. That's what you've got, is a nightmare in this business with 6 directs. A doggone roller coaster is what you have. See, I never liked that feeling of having a roller coaster. Maybe you want stability and security. Well, why don't you go hire 15 or 20 directs? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to go hire those 15 or 20? I don't understand you guys, most of you. I see your businesses go like this all the time, and most of the time I see people sitting in the office and talking that aren't getting their business going. They ought to be out pounding and picking up, meeting people and trying to hire people, and if I didn't have my business right, you'd never see me. I'd be out killing myself trying to get it going to 15 or 20 directs. That's what I'd be doing. Because you're never going to get your business going. You're going to have nothing but frustration for the rest of your life until you get 15 to 20 to 25 wide. I promise you that. That's all you're going to have. And you're going to keep saying, God, I wonder how those guys do it. Wish I could do that. Look at yourself. Be honest with yourself. What are you doing every single day? What are you doing? You get up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you go to bed at 10 or 11 or 12 midnight or 1 o'clock. What are you doing with all those hours? What is it? Who are you talking to? Take stock of what you're actually doing. Keep a log of the time you spend. How much of it is in front of people? You gotta do that, I'm telling you. You're never gonna get big until you start taking a handle of your time and what you're doing with it. Quit avoiding the pain. Quit avoiding it. It's got to happen to you. You've got to have the pain. You've got to experience frustration. You've got to experience the defeat. You've got to experience all that stuff. You have to. Don't avoid it. See, the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing right now is because I saw those things. I was afraid of all those things. But somehow I knew that if I didn't face it, if I didn't go through it, I would never have what I wanted to have, which is what I have today. I knew that. See, I saw that. And a lot of you are still trying to avoid it. You hire 2 or 3 people and you get all excited and you go, I don't have to go and hustle anymore. I can kind of relax now a little bit. Now, you don't even say that to yourself, but that's what you do. Your subconscious takes over and that's what you do. The ones that win say, oh my God, everybody's going to quit. I got to go out there and keep it moving. See, that's what I did. I felt all those same feelings that you are feeling. I'm telling you, probably more intense than anybody. But you've got to go through it, There are some things that I think you need to do to get it really big. And one of them, I got 11 things down right here that I've been thinking about. And one of them, number 1, is intensity. You see, you gotta write these down. And think about this stuff. You've got to get intense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about doing 100 to 200 apps a month, okay? To do 20, to do 15, to do 30 apps, you don't have to be that intense. You can fall into that kind of business. You know what I'm saying? You can fall into it. But to do 100, to do 150, to do what Rick's doing right now, you gotta be intense. Is Rick not the most intense person in this office?
Maybe.
Well, you know what? That's the reason this is his office and not your office. That's the reason he's making the kind of money he's making and you're not. Because he's more intense than you are. You understand that? See, there is nobody more intense in my office than me. Ain't nobody more intense than me. Not one person. See, because most of the people in my office, they think about AOMs like maybe once an hour. See, I think about it once every 5 seconds probably. Every single day of the doggone week. Not 5 days a week, 7 days a week. Now I understand I gotta spend time with my family, which I do, and I gotta do it. But you know what? For some reason, even when I'm with them, I just like, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me, but you know what? They like it. You think my family's happy right now? You think they're excited? You think they feel comfortable? You think they feel safe? You think they feel secure? You know why they're like that? You know why we're moving into 8,000 square foot house probably on Thursday? You know why I'm going to Europe this the next couple of weeks? It's because I was intense for 4 years, every single minute of every single day, for 4 years straight, without exception. Not every other day, not when I felt like it, but every single day. And most of you aren't willing to pay that kind of price. So when you see the bonus like that, you shouldn't feel like jealous of that. See, if you did what I did for 4 years and you got after it like I did and you thought about it and you were frustrated and scared and all those things like I was, and you got on appointments and you made calls and you did what I did for 4 years and you worked on yourself like I did for the last 10 years, you'd have exactly what I have right now. Probably better. But see, most of you won't do that. You'll do it when you feel like it, when it's comfortable, when it's convenient. Oh, I'm too tired. I can't go on that appointment. I can't make that call. I got to get to bed at 11 o'clock. So you know what? You ain't ever going to get big. You're not. You're dreaming. You're dreaming if you're going to get big and not be intense like that. You think our Williams is not intense? That's why he's so big, is he's intense as hell. And anybody that gets big is like that. Now, I don't come across like that when I'm around, the office stuff. Hi, how you doing? How's it going? It's great. Good to see you. Real casual, right? That's what I am around the office. But inside, where nobody sees it, I'm on fire. It's churning. I can't stand it. I want to win. I got to get it going. Let's go. What are we doing? See, but all the time, how's it going? How you doing? Excited? Feel good? But inside, it's not like that. If you could be inside my body, you probably couldn't stand it. I'm telling you right now, you couldn't. See, somehow, you got to develop that. I don't know how you develop it. I wish I had a secret to tell you. I don't know. Maybe you just got to want it bad enough or something. I don't know what it is. See, a lot of you don't like the way I'm talking about that. You're squirming and stuff. I can see it. But so you need it worse than anybody. You got to stop caring about what people think. You got to stop caring about what people think, you guys. You got to stop caring about what people think. See, the reason you guys are struggling right now is because you care too much about what people think about you. I'm telling you, the reason you haven't had the success you wanted to date in life is you care too much about what people think. You got to become more childlike. You got to become more childlike. I mean, you've got to change that in your character. Somehow, you got to become more childlike. See, children don't give a darn what you think. All they know is what they want. And then we as parents keep telling them that's not good. Well, it is good. It's the greatest quality that you could ever possess is to be childlike, in my opinion. So I was talking to Tim Kell, and I thought, and my kids are the same way, but he's got his son, every single, how long has he been doing this, Tim?
Over a year.
Over a year. Every single day, without exception. As soon as he gets up and takes his dinosaur book over to Tim. In the morning says, which one do you like? Which dinosaur do you like? Because Tim told him which one he likes, but see, he's trying to close him on another dinosaur. He wants to pick another dinosaur. He doesn't want him to like that dinosaur. He wants to like a different dinosaur. So every single day for the last year, he gets up in the morning, Dad, which one do you like? And he says, I like that one. He says, well, this is a really nice one, and then you know, why don't you like this one? He's trying to close him on liking another dinosaur. And he says, okay, and it leaves, and then he comes back 10 minutes later, hey, Dad, which one do you like? Do you understand that thought process there? See, you are afraid to do that with people. You're afraid, well, I talked to him once, you know, and he said it was in, and you said, okay. And she never called back. Everybody that I've got that's really good in the business is doing great. I talked to him for months or years. Susie, Rick, I talked to, that day I quit. And then we talked sporadically for a year and a half or so, right? Tim Callahan, he was the first guy I showed the business, and then I talked to him for over a year, right? Before he got involved in the business. John Clancy, the same thing, almost 2 years before he got involved in the business. So you see what I'm getting rewarded for today, you guys? It's because I'm persistent as hell. See, number 3, you gotta be a drip. You gotta be a drip. A drip is a drip of water. You ever heard of the Chinese water torture? You wear them out. So you say, I give, okay, I'll try. I'll do it. I'll give it a go. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of you, because you're afraid of what they're going to think about you, won't do that. You're afraid, well, they're going to think I'm pushy. They're going to think I'm this. They're going to think I'm that. So I don't want to call them for the 5th or 6th or 10th time. They're going to think I'm this. They're going to think I'm that. So I don't want to make that phone call one more time. They're going to think I'm this. They're going to think I'm that. So I don't want to call them again. I've already called them 5 times, so I can't call them 6. Because they're going to think I'm this or that. That's what you all do, right? Every one of you does that. And then you wonder why you're not having success. You call them, and 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 you call them. Till it happens. Till you get them. Till you hire them. Till, you know what I'm saying? That's what I've done with the people I wanted to hire, that I really wanted. I did not let up until I hired them. And the ones I didn't care about anyways, you know what I'm saying? But the ones, you've all got people like that you want to hire, I know you do, that you think would be studs that you want to work with, but you're not persistent enough. And you can be pleasantly persistent. There's a way to do it and still be a nice guy, you know? I'd call up and say, how's it going, man? How you doing? Oh, man, I have so much grief, I can't believe this thing. Was that right? You guys, how you doing? Oh, unbelievable, I'm so excited, I'm going to get promoted to district, man. Things are going great, I can't believe this. Another little business, man, you got to do someday, it's going to be great. Da, 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 da. All right, man, talk to you later, bye. Boom. And I'd call